Hello my lovelies, this is another video for you. I decided to do it straight away because I promised and I've got to do what I promised. So this is a video on how to prepare your paper patterns, and this is how I do them, and you get a perfect cut every time. So let's get started. First of all, you need to set your ironing board up, nice hot iron. Then you have you get all your pieces that you're doing for the pattern that you're cutting, and just rough cut them. As you can see, that's roughly cut out. That's not cut out perfectly at all, not now, not at this moment. First thing to do is to give them all a very good press. Really press that out really well, no creases. Put that over here and do the waistband. Like that. Be careful because it can get really hot, unbelievably so. So give them a good press. And it should curl. That's how well it's pressed. It should curl. I think I've done this one already. Let's just give that a good once over. Get them into a pile. Now I'm doing the trousers. So I haven't cut out my size or anything. I've cut the whole pattern out because I'm going to show you a really great trick to being able to cut out perfectly every single time. So let's do it this way. That's what I find. Make sure there's no wrinkles, and you want, especially where these points are, you want that to be absolutely crisp. So on my cutting days, this is exactly what happens. Oh, this is all tangled. Let's get this out of the way. There we are. Move down more. All right. I won't do the other one. I'm just going to show you on this one. So there we go. Oh, I will do. We'll do that. And there's one last piece to go. And then I'll show you on this one what the trick is. So we're going to get, yeah, because it's got a lot more marks and a lot more things to pay attention to. So yeah, this will be a good one to do a demonstration on for you guys. Let's keep going. Getting all the creases out. Oh, I tell you, hot. Whew. Right. And we're done. Okay, so let's get rid of the iron. Just like that. There we go. Right. Now, I think it's probably, I do tend to do it on my ironing board, but maybe on the cutting board might be better. So let me remove that. Put that on the cutting board and you might be able to see it better. Ooh. Let's get out of the way. Move that out of the way. Ah, there we go. Right. Okay, I'm hoping this is going to be seen better. Move that out of the way. Now, get my glasses on. And I'll do another video on how we cut it. So once you've decided what your size is, this is the trick. You get a highlighter pen, and then you basically I go around all the pattern in the size, and I make a note of every notch, every little circle, all the little things to pay attention to. I make a mark with this. So let's get started. I'm going to do my size here. Let's do it, turn it this side. especially with some of these patterns where they are so many different grades, you've no idea. So, here we go. 18. Right, 12. Right, let me start where it actually tells me it's the line, and here it is. This is telling me it's actually the line, so I go on this line and I follow that through, and then you'll see the absolute beauty of this system. You never have to think about it when you're cutting out because you've done all the hard work for yourself. And so, as you can see, you just follow it all around. You see, I'm slightly getting confused here now because it looks like, am I doing the right one? But I am. So we've got 18 here. There we are. But it looks like I've not got the right one, but I have. And you just go all the way around just like that on all the sides. You see, it says 18. That's the side you want. Go from here. It always looks on the inside is when it comes in, and on the outside of the garment, it's the numbers are coming from the outside, and so sometimes you can get a little bit confused, and this is why this is a great system. You just mark it all the way around. Oh, why don't I take a seat and do this? There we go. Oops, excuse me. There we go. So all the way around, and these notches like that. Make a note of that. You see, if you're not careful, you're like, I think I've got the wrong one, but you haven't. And this is the time right now. So this is the second one, second marks. Make that one there. See, that I was going to do that, but then I took my measurements again and I realized. So I'm just going to put a cross through that just in case I'm tempted. And then we go straight across here. This is my mark here. So I put a circle, I circle that. Make sure I go down here and here. And all the way down here, there we go. And we join them up. So right here, I've started that, that was correct. See, it sort of melds into one. So the 20 goes out here and the 18 stops here. It's really strange, but it is. And down to the box. So I also do the grain line. Things like this. Oh, my alarm's going off. Oh my goodness. That's why you should turn it on to airplane mode. So the center front, so I can make a note of that. This little bullseye thing here. This is going to be right there. And I need to make this little notch here. I've got to pay attention to that. That's 18 lines, so I've got to pay attention to that one. And that is how I go round. And I just basically do all my pattern pieces just like that. Well, there's nothing to really grade on that one. So let's do the waistband. So find my correct size, which is this one, which is the broken dash line right here. It's a straight line, so that's fine. That's not a problem. I know I'm going to be cutting from there to there. But also we've got these little half squares. And center fold back. These are all interesting. These are all things that I'm going to need right here. And I make a note of that. So that way, when I'm actually cutting out, and make sure that you've got your grain line. absolutely key. Anything that you need. There's your waist. That's the waistline. And I need to put a mark here and a mark here. Now this is a fold. Well, I'm going to know to fold. I don't think I need to do that. So I know I'm going to fold it. I don't think I need to put that in. But this is quite tricky, as you can see. If you can see it here, I'm hoping. This is where I cut off for my waistband. But it says here, right here, this is the center back for the size that I'm doing. So I gotta make a note of that with all the holes, because that's going to be very vital when I'm putting it together. And there we go. So hopefully that alarm has stopped for now, and I can do that. So that's basically how I prepare my paper patterns. That's how I prepare my paper patterns, and I find it a lot easier. As you can see, I got slightly confused, and I was just doing the pen. So I got slightly confused with that. Can you imagine when you're cutting, you don't want to cut on the wrong line, then you have to paste it back to stick it back together again, and it's going to be very difficult to iron when you sellotape something. So get it right the first time by using your highlighter. So all that's left to do is get my paper scissors, which we have here, and I must say I do use the ironing board an awful lot. So let me get this one out of the way. I don't want to cut it by mistake. So can you see? Let's see if you can see. Where is that phone? Ah, let's get that and turn that alarm off. Stop. Okay. Right. And we're back. So I hope you can see. Yeah. So this is my line here that I'm going to cut across. Not this one, this one. So that says 18. And I think what they say is measure twice and cut once. I think same applies. Maybe measure 4 times and cut once. So this is my cut line here, which is 18. And it can get so confusing because you've got these little dots, and it makes it so confusing. But that's why the felt tip is really important. I never cut actually on the line. I just cut just round, just very close to it. I just cut really close to the line. I never cut on it. Just really have a zen moment and take your time. There's no rush. And then you just hit that corner just like that. Here we go. We're on the straight now. And here's my line that I'm just going to cut just slightly. Now, usually, I mean, I wanted to just show it to you this way, but I personally would have just pinned this on my fabric, and because I use a rotary cutter, and so that would have taken care of it. But I still think that this is a really good idea, just to pre-cut beforehand. I think I want to make it longer. So I'll get rid of that. I like to come up from the top where I know. Oops. And like that. Get rid of that. And here we have the last. I kind of like to go. And that'll be on the inside. And that is the dashes, isn't it? Right there. And we've got 18 right here. So You have to be careful with these patterns. Honest to goodness, sometimes they not only just the patterns, but you have to be careful with the patterns, and you have to be careful with the instructions. Sometimes they definitely do not get it right. They do not get it right. And that is going to cause you a problem when you're sewing and you think you've got it wrong. Actually, know that the instructions are just so skewed that it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And we just go up just to meet that line. Oops. And then we go. We've got that one cut. Oh. And go round. This one doesn't actually have a crotch line. The other trousers that I was doing, they had a crotch line. So I'm going to have to read. So I'm just going to cut this bit off. I'm going to have to read the instructions to find out why that is. Excuse me. So you just go around your pattern just like that. Cut them all out. And that's my tip. Use one of these. And then you won't make a mistake when you cut them out. And then I'm going to once I've cut it all out again, then I'm going to press it again, and then I'll put it onto my my fabric. All right, thank you so very much. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. Thank you so much. Bye.